Hey guys, so today we're in this new house that's being built. So there's a few things that was done pretty interesting to this garage. The first thing was the emergency release was installed about up to here, up to my chest. People today have pretty big vehicles, and almost every new home I see, the emergency release is always tied up really high or wrapped around the door arm because the homeowner does not like how long it is. So what I did is I cut the access emergency release rope and I put a simple knot right there so the handle's nice and straight and it's very reachable. Like my hand's like where the motor is. What the company did do that I really like is they installed their bag hangs really well, and they even organized the wiring. In my opinion, that looked really good. A few downsides what they did to this opener, same with the opener next door, was when the door closes, the door arm is kind of straight up and down. And on the outside of this door, it has some stuff on the outside of the door, and they just ran their screws straight to the door. And I think, in my opinion, this was the company who I'm assuming who installed this door. This door is very flimsy. I can imagine this thing's gonna break in a couple years. The good thing is, they put a set screw on the top strut, but they forgot to put one on the bottom. I don't think that's gonna affect anything of the door working. And then the weather seal on the bottom of this door is very cheap. And then this door is not really balanced correctly. The springs need to be adjusted. So like if I try to lower the door, let's put about halfway. The door wants to lift up. And then what I've been talking about is those, and they just screwed them right to the door. And I feel like if you have a child, they might hurt themselves on these things. So two things I would probably recommend, well, probably three things, is one, grinding these off, putting rubber caps on them, or a little bit of electrical tape or duct tape on it. So that's what I found very interesting on how this door was installed. So hopefully they might get it adjusted, maybe not. So I'm gonna take you next door to the other garage. They're still in the area, still trying to fix things up, but it's very messy. In this garage, they didn't put the weather seal on. And same thing with this garage door, tied up the emergency release. Their bag hangs, again, ran pretty nicely. And pretty lined up with the door. This one is a little bit more worse because the door arm is a little bit more straighter, and this roller could possibly come out, but I don't think it will because that side is jammed on the side of that track. And wiring, not too bad. The only complaints I have is how they are going to install the bottom board, if they're going to tuck this in, because this thing might get pulled out, because these wires I had in the past are very, very cheap. They break easily and they're just not good altogether. The safety sensor on that side was completely torn off when I came over here, so I had to slide it back on. This door has the same issue, not balanced, and screws, they're self-tappers, but they could potentially hurt a kid. So if you ever buy a new house and you have little kids that like playing around and sometimes get into trouble, make sure your door is safe, because it's not really fun having a kid saying, "Mom or Dad, I'm bleeding." They're gonna be like, "Why?" Because of the door. So that's a easy fix you can do to prevent your kid from getting accidentally poked. And by the way, these two doors are Clopay. And then the only thing this door needs now is weather seal on the door and that board right there to be cut off. But overall, the install is really good. This install was a little bit more better than that door and the door over there. But on all these homes, I had to shorten the emergency releases because they're just way too long. Some people don't own a lot of small cars, and if something bad happens, you can still disengage it, and it will keep your family safe so your car doesn't get stuck on it and it will rip something. These Genie releases are a little bit more thinner, so I don't know if anything would break, but the trolley would definitely break because that is plastic. In my opinion, I'm not the biggest Genie fan. I had parts on them break before. That's why I always went with Chamberlain and LiftMaster. But this unit is a solid piece rail. It's not that sectional Genie rail you get at Home Depot or Lowe's, because that stuff, it holds together with the belt. And the trolley's really bad. These type of rails, I would install Genie with. But either from that, this homeowner gets 2 remotes, but no keypad. I don't see a keypad for any of these doors. The only person who has a keypad is the homeowner over there. I installed a keypad on this guy's door over here and a new Chamberlain belt drive. I have his old LiftMaster chain drive in my previous videos. The home that is way over there, I fixed his LiftMaster. But either from that, these doors are pretty decent. I do not know how long they're gonna last, but we live in South Carolina. Especially during the summer, the humidity is awful. And these thin doors are not going to cut it. This garage is gonna be very hot during the summer, but probably really cool during the winter. But what I like what this company did is they put light bulbs in the unit. They organized their wiring. The only thing I didn't like is how the springs are a little bit too tight for this type of door. They left the emergency release pretty long, and the door arm is straight up and down, and how the screws are poking out of the door. Hopefully this company or any other company might fix that in the future. If not, I don't think it would cause a hazard, but you can't be too safe. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, leave a like, and thank you for watching.